my god, I really have to perk up now.
What is up, guys, and welcome to the VisualWood podcast, episode number 67. I didn't give you a chance to perk up. We're just jumping right in.
That was the sound of me slapping myself in the face in the background to try and wake up as Matt barrels into the intro of the pod.
Yeah,
Jeez,
baby.
Matt.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. So, you finally got your... Man, this has been a weird week, hasn't it? Like, no news for Guild Wars 2. We only released, like, a couple videos between me and you. And
we haven't really
you're getting
talked
your
to
new
each other
PC. Yeah. We barely talk to each other. So we're going to be talking on here. So, you got your new PC, right? And I'm super jealous of the speed of your hard drive. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Wait.
Wait.
As in, genuinely wait. I don't have my pop shield up.
Oh, so we're just gonna wait here as you see some behind the scenes.
This, out, no? This is how unprepared. My brain is just gone at the moment. Okay, hold on.
I just woke up winning potatoes, guys. I just woke up winning potatoes.
It's cool. We're good. It's all gravy, baby. All right. Hey, welcome to the podcast. Okay, cool. Sweet. My pop shield's out. Yeah, dude, that hard drive speed. It's ridiculous, right? Yep. Oh my god.
You always tell me to cut stuff, but now I'm just gonna leave that in and let it.
Yeah, we didn't leave it anywhere smooth to go.
Let it in there. People always say, don't cut it. All right, yeah, go ahead.
The most professional intro to any podcast yet is this one right here.
Right.
But a while ago, a few months ago, I may have mentioned on the pod, I probably did. We're talking like 5, maybe 6 months ago now. I bought an SSD and reinstalled Windows, which now I'm going to have to redo because I got a new PC kind of thing now. So, but back then I got this SSD and installed Windows onto it and really wanted to see what all the fuss was about. My God, it was really, really cool. But the speeds it sped up my boot times. Was it like last week, Matt? I had to restart my PC for some reason.
Yeah, this is like the third time you're going to have to do it.
No. We were like in a call. We were playing a game or something. I had to restart the PC. So I hung up and then I called you again and you're like, whoa, you've already... Or was that someone else?
Yeah, it was like literally 2 seconds, right?
Yeah, right? And like that was the SSD at that point, right? But the SSD was using SATA 2 when it could actually use SATA 3. So it was actually being bottlenecked. The speed that I could transfer information off of the hard drive into the RAM of the system was being bottlenecked by the cable itself, by like the interface, the SATA 2. And it was SATA 3 compatible. So I did this stupid thing where I tried to buy like a card that I could put into a PCIe slot, which is just a terrible idea. Anyway, now that I got a new PC, friggin' that sucker's got SATA 3, and this is my first experience of SATA 3, and it like doubled the hard drive speed again, the SSD speed again, and now I'm like I feel, oh my god, it's the best thing.
I have to.
Ever.
I have to do that. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try to save up to get one at the end of the year ish, and then I'm going to kind of wait until the next generation of graphics card comes out, and then I'm going to buy that one.
Well,
because I don't want to buy for 5 frames. I'm not into buying my extra graphics card for just 5 frames.
Some
people say SLI, but I don't know. I like single cards.
Yeah, me too. I've actually never used Crossfire or SLI in my life. I've not bothered with it. It seems like it's just a massive expense for very little benefit. I mean, if I was a millionaire, then sure, I'd probably go nuts, right?
There's benefit. It's just that, some people say you like once you try, you never go back. But I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily want to try it, to be honest. And the thing is, some games don't support it as well. That you have to wait like an extra month or something for them for it to work properly.
There's like stuttering issues people always talk about. They're like, oh, it's best in this game if you disable your second GPU. It's like, great, cheers, all this stuff.
Yeah, I'd just rather buy just a beast GPU, one GPU, and call it a day.
Yeah. Well, what I was hoping you were going to do though, Matt, was not compliment my hard drive speed. I sent you a picture of the new PC.
Right. I
spent a lot of hours today installing this stuff. Like, this is the first build I've done in a while.
Cable management.
Yeah, dude. But I'm so proud of that cable management. Look at that friggin' image there. Look at that. And I know it might look kind of... No, I think that looks really good. Everything there is plugged in. Everything, and look at how clear that is and beautiful that is. It's so
better
amazing.
Than mine, because I have fans everywhere trying to keep that junk cool. And I always like those braided mesh. Is that what it's called?
On the PSU, the power supply units.
Yeah. I always love those.
Cable.
You can actually buy those, I think, but I can't. I've never found any.
Yeah, they are pretty cool, actually. Yeah. The thing is, you'll notice there on the left, my floor is very dirty. This place is like a tip. It's an absolute sty right now, but I've got this lovely, like, glowing black and red new PC case that I've migrated all my, like... Basically what I did, guys, was I merged a bunch of components from my old PC and my new PC in together. And I've still got a ways to go. I've got to buy a new GPU and stuff like but it's pretty good, dude. So it's like this really flashy, cool thing that I feel like I've got now, and it's just in a wasteland of just random screws and tools around and brackets and just nonsense stuff. I'm like, where did this come from? I'll toss it to the side.
By the way, I know people are going to be asking. So what he got was an i7 47090K.
Yes, indeed, yeah. So this is Devil's Canyon, I think, which was...
Yeah.
It basically came out last summer. We're about 6 months from the next gen coming out, so it's kind of a weird time to upgrade. But yeah, and I'm hoping to be able to overclock it. Right now, because my graphics card, my newer graphics card broke, so now I'm back to my GTX 470... I actually, despite this upgrade, have no, like, noticeable difference in GW2 at the moment, which I tested
you're being
earlier.
bottlenecked hard, man.
I know. It's got to be the GPU at this point, surely.
Oh, yeah,
I hope.
is, yeah.
Question mark.
But yeah, you do reach that cap in Guild Wars 2 where you just can't go any higher. You're just like, I can totally get more frames. No.
Oh, but I need to make a beauty of Tyria video. So, this segues us pretty good. So the patch was delayed. This is actually good for me because when first-person camera comes out, I want to be able to do a really flashy, cool beauty of Tyria video. And my PC wasn't ready. Well, it won't be ready at all, I guess, now that I know don't have any extra frames. But whatever. Look, the show must go on. It was delayed. What do you think? Because they are not one for this.
I hate it. That was my source of video. I had so many ideas written down, things I wanted to try, and I couldn't do any of them. So I just totally fried this week. Totally fried with that, and of course some IRL stuff I had to do.
It's just all the
stuff.
depression.
Yeah, it's depression of like, oh no,
no,
this is what's supposed to come out, and they didn't even give us an early release like they usually do. So, and I guess this is why, obviously.
Yeah,
but,
right. Actually, do you know what I wonder? We probably won't get in their good graces here. So, so that people know, Matt and I usually get into the patch early, like a fair clip early as well, right?
Yeah,
and this time we didn't at all. And so I wonder whether they always knew it was going to be delayed. Because otherwise, wouldn't we have had it?
I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right?
I'm pretty sure. Because they've been pretty consistent with giving us the patch early. Even the small patches. So this one, it was just like, nope, we're not going to give it to you. And it could be because, of Rezzed and all the stuff that's been going on. Like 3 events. The events for us, then the events for PAX, and then events for Reds.
Yeah, the guys we talked to at NCSoft seem just so ridiculously busy at the moment.
Yeah, I had to drag people away basically. They will come and talk to me. It's like, okay, I got to go back to work. Terza Bauer, right?
Yeah,
the one who I mentioned who was doing the support role. Yeah, she was busy, but John took her for a couple minutes. A lot of people were busy, and then some people hanged out. So I guess man, I wonder what they were working on.
Some people
especially
are better
Josh.
at their
I was
jobs
like,
than
what
others.
you working on, Doc? He's like, nah, I can't tell you that. He just kind of walked away. Yeah, but anyways, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what I think about it. It's I was kind of pleased to see that a lot of people out there were giving them the benefit of the doubt. It goes to show that after a year of all these updates, I thought they said they had something like 40 Living World releases or something and feature packs and stuff. And they are pretty much, even though we have big gaps between them, they managed to nail each release and there's not delays, right? And I was pretty happy to see. No one ever likes to hear a delay, but people were like, hey, look, they missed it. They very rarely miss it. Maybe we can cut them some slack kind of thing. People weren't frothing kind of thing. I mean, it was depressing, but
I think people are just excited now. They're giving them an expansion, It's
now that people know, they're happy, right?
Yeah. Okay, finally, ain't it? It's not going to go. Because it's weird when you're a player of a game that you really like, and then you hear Colin Johansson. You hear him. I'd say
nice.
Someone totally said that. Gave me that idea. Someone when you hear him say that, we're really pushing the living story, and blah 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 blah, and expansion. We're not really talking about that right now. it's really it sucks because especially if you don't like the living story, and some people don't.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
and expansion. I'm not speaking just as a PVE player, but World v World, PvP. They want the new stuff. They want the new maps, the new mode, the new World v World huge mechanics.
Dude.
Yeah.
Can I segue you as well? Like, you mentioned PvP. You mentioned to me earlier in the week. Again, Matt and I have barely talked this week, but you did mention. We talked very briefly about PvP, right? Did you? So what's the deal there? You're like,
I've been wanting. You've in Skype. You probably could go back in time. Every month or so, I'd be like, dude, do you know any like hardcore
PvPers?
Like PvPers? Like, I just want to really get into it, and I feel like I hit this wall where I need someone to kick my butt or tell me what I don't know, because there's not a lot of, like, you could watch streamers as well, but Guild Wars 2 is not one of those things where you can kind of learn from watching. Like, I feel like League of Legends I can learn from watching, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I know what to
Right.
do. Like, oh, look at that combo he did. Like, it's only a couple skills and blah, blah, blah. But, like, Guild Wars 2, there's so much more to the game than just, spamming 1, 2, 3, and 5, and then your couple of utilities when you need a heal. Like, there's so much more to the game. There's every attack has certain things that can combo.
It's like remember
finishers.
when we were talking about, I think you were playing NG or something, but I went in and I showed you the SD Thief build I was using, and I moused over the skills. Like, I have had that exact situation where I was like, I want to play SD Thief. This was months ago now, guys. I want to play SD Thief. This sounds cool. All right, this is kind of a skirmishy 1v1 spec. All right, cool. I know the role that I'm playing. I know the game type very well. I should probably be right. It's just a matter of rotations, right? Terrible at it. The worst thing in the world. I'm just the worst player. Routinely lose like 8 games in a row. Have people calling me out, scumbag thief, terrible thief, trash thief. Who is it? Like, it's just the worst names under the sun. It's because I'm terrible at the spec. But then, like, you go on like meta battle and it's like, oh, this streamer plays the spec, so you click their name and then you watch like them in 1v1s and they're like destroying people and they're winning all of these matchups, and I'm like, what? But I cannot, for the life of me, like, just through witnessing them do it, like, learn very easily. And that's very different to, like, some other games. That's exactly what you're talking about, right? Like,
yeah, it's way different. This one, you need a lot of experience. You have to keep at it. And if the experience of you learning the class is not fun, and you don't have people around who are, telling you what you're doing wrong, or you just don't have people to play with, period, it is very hard for someone, especially our audience who are majority PvEers, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it, and it's understandable, because I've been trying to push myself to do it for a while, and I enjoyed it a lot at when I went to the event. Of course, it was a different game mode entirely, and of course, I wasn't around a toxic environment. We were just a couple of dudes playing a game. We were having fun with it. Nobody was yelling at each other. We were working up strategies. How PvP should be, right? When you're playing, it's different when
like
you're playing with friends.
Like an old LAN party kind of experience, right? Where it's a bunch of your friends, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That was fun. It's just like when you go over to your friend's house and you play some Smash Brothers, which I'm going to do today.
Oh my God.
There's always that guy that kicks your butt, but you're learning, and he's like, oh yeah, you're doing this and you're doing that. Like, it's great. It's great. But we don't have that in PvP. But yeah,
So you want to get into it? Is this almost like, and are you asking the audience now who is amazing at PvP?
I'm convinced that no PvPers, no pro guys watch me. I'm pretty convinced.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure there's some good PvPers,
because
aren't there?
they don't have time. All they do is play PvP.
I don't think our community has that many people like that, to be honest.
That don't play. No. There's people who play PvP. I played with many of them, actually.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but like
super pro, like gone to, like, I don't know. Like, for instance, when I met the guys who went, like, when they went to PAX Prime, Zombie and all those guys,
right? Yeah.
They knew of me, but they didn't watch me.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Exactly. So, they just PvPers. They have no interest in PvE.
They're
I'm
probably
not
not
saying
gonna
it
be
as like
14
a
minutes
slide to
into this
myself. I'm just
podcast.
saying. I'm convinced
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you know they're like so I can't be like, oh, you know, I'm like not even famous, sort of famous in the Guild community. Like, teach me PvP, please. You know, handhold me, please. You know?
Wait, are you doing a thing right now?
What?
Are you taking a dig at someone right now?
Oh no! Oh, you talking about soda popping?
Yeah, because Soda Poppin had, who was it that was helping Soda Poppin?
Phantasm.
Fantaram. Yeah.
Something like yeah. He was
the guy who wrote the Mesmer Guide.
It was cool to watch that. I watched a little bit of it, and I knew most of the stuff already. It's mostly experience that I need. You know, experience with people. You know, like, okay, yo, you're clicking your skills wrong, or you know, this blah blah blah. You know, like little itty bitty stuff, which he did add in there. You know, the stuff that you don't get from a guide. You know, from an experienced player, and that's what I'm looking for, more of that. But like at a 2-hour long session, there's like only like, I don't know, 5 minutes worth of stuff that was like interesting to me.
Wow, that's crazy. Matt linked me. So for those that are totally out and not watching Twitch and stuff, quite a few big guys from other games, right?
Yeah.
Have basically started looking at GW2 streamers, namely Soda Poppin's the biggest, I think, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so Guild Wars 2 suddenly pulling a lot of, like, in the tens of thousands of viewers on Twitch, which is, you know, unprecedented for the game, just because these e-celebrities have come over and they're playing, even though they don't really know the game at all. And Matt linked me one of the streams.
Night Blue 3, yeah. He's a League of Legends streamer.
I could barely watch that stream. All I could see was people just sending this guy mails, like saying, oh, hello stream, and then they're like just throwing away 5 gold, and the streamer's like, oh, here's a mail, and then they just click take all, and then they close it.
There's a couple hundreds and thousands in there, especially for Soda Poppin'. Like,
I know.
He had what he had incinerators already.
Yeah, and like a wind catcher back piece. People just send like, and I can't believe it. Like, I feel like it's such misplaced generosity. If someone just gives one of these guys that is only vaguely looking at the game, has just come to it, doesn't understand the value of a legendary, it's like, here, have an eternity, bro. It's like, whoa. What are you getting out of that? 2 seconds on a live stream? Like, oh my god.
Yeah, like give it to somebody like Wooden Potatoes or
no, I shouldn't.
Or Matt Visual, because Wooden Potatoes doesn't take anything. I tend not to take anything anymore. It's been months since I've...
Actually, I have to say, in-game, I don't take stuff. And that's mostly a thing about, I don't really want to compromise, like, my own understanding of how hard it is to get stuff and things like that. But, like, with the whole...
Right, exactly. And that's why I kind of, like, when I got, like, a couple gold every once in a while back in the days when I used to stream, like, every single day, I stopped it because I don't want to be like, okay, I don't grind anymore because people send me gold. You start having weird opinions about the game that other people can't relate to anymore, and I do think on some level what we do, you need to have a relatable opinion, right? Exactly.
So that's a part of it for me. On this whole thing though, like we shouldn't poop on people's generosity. If people want to give loads of stuff away on live streams, I find it difficult to watch. But, I mean, people are generous. I've seen a lot of that this last week. We mentioned on the last podcast, hey, I'm trying to buy a new PC, money's really tight, and people are awesome, man. They really, really are, and I've given out so many, like, thank you messages and stuff, personally, these past couple of weeks. It's unbelievable to me.
I constantly thank Patreon, because holy crap.
Patreon has fed Matt Visual a wonderful bun and cheese.
We were all nice. We're on a good vibe with your donations, and then you go to my Patreon, and this is like, okay, you know what? Let's just drag Matt through the mud.
Whoa,
like
what
some
do you
of the
mean?
mud is just like in my mouth a little bit.
No, it's a nice thing to say that they've kept you going. You know, that's all I meant.
A lot of stuff that you see on the channel is basically because of them. But yeah, it's definitely, people are there. I don't mind taking donations, by the way, guys. So, you know, send me stuff. You know, I
give them some of that green. Oh, you need to play like a ka-ching sound effect now, like ka-ching ka-ching.
Oh, I meant in game, not
still,
real money. Holy crap!
Maybe some
even though that's kind of the same, is it not? Oh, strange territory.
Credit card wars too. Yeah.
Okay. There we go. What have you been doing?
Well, there was one other thing I was going to mention about GW as well, and that's the only other news as far as I can really see this week is the fact that We no longer need world versus world for map completion. What do you think about that, Matt? You excited? Do you care very much?
I'm excited, I guess, so I don't have to worry about getting
legendary?
like my third map completion thing. You know,
Yeah,
it'll be a little bit easier.
I hate the world versus world map completion at this point. It's actually something we've talked about on the pod before. And we've been like, oh, you know, on the one hand, it forces people to do stuff that they might hate. On the other hand, it means that they have to spend more time in world versus world, and they may end up, really enjoying the game type and find stuff that, we've had this discussion.
Right.
And now they got rid of it.
Even though I kind of liked it, my experience of it, back in the day when I did a couple, I like leveled everything to 80 instead of a ranger, like in the beginning at launch. I played a lot. So I already did map completion already a couple times. So my experience of it is a little bit different than your experience of it now. Like, no one knew World v. World, so
you could free transfer as well, right?
Yeah, there's a lot more stuff there. So even though I enjoy the experience, and I've been trying to do it on my other characters, like a few months ago I was doing it on another character. And it was still fun to me, but I think there's more negative stuff than positive, because sometimes you're on a world where it's just extremely hard to get this camp or this thing.
And like you feel like you have to server transfer. I've felt that big time. It's
and
horrible.
It feels like a waste, almost like a waste of time you trying to get it.
Well, the horrible thing for me as well was when I was trying to take it into my own hands, trying to empower myself and get this last point of interest or whatever, or last vista from a keep. You end up spending tons of money on guild catters. You waste the time of your friends who are just there to try and help you out. And if you're ultimately unsuccessful, it's like one of the most miserable experiences I've had in Guild Wars 2, honestly. Grinding and trying so much, spending so much cash trying to get this one place and you never get it. And then how unrewarding it is when you finally do get it, just because the Zerg rolled through, like, at 1 point later on in the week and they finally took the enemy. Like, that's terrible, man. Do you know what I think that let me phrase it this way. Why do you think they're making this change now? Because I got a theory.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a lot of people coming into the game, or will be coming into the game, and I think they've been preparing it for a while. Like, they've been preparing the foundation, as I like to say. With the new experience, the new level up experience, which didn't get received very well, but of course they're going to change it for hot, which probably make it a little bit easier to swallow as well. And I think with the new X-Pack coming out, and there's going to be a flood of people, hopefully people that will stay, that would watch our videos
oh my God.
to the game. I think that's part of the
main reason.
Part of the reason.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, come on, Heart of Thorns try and improve some core mechanics and stuff about the game. Yeah, they damn straight. That's awesome. I think also though. Yeah, and also definitely the fact that the new maps there kind of complicates it. It's like, oh, these select world versus world maps give you world completion, but these ones don't. That's kind of weird. But I think one of the other things that they might be doing is it's like, well, what's our reward now for... maybe they didn't want to get rid of it because they wanted world map completion to mean something in world versus world, right? Even if it wasn't for legendaries, even if that's not what they want, they still want it to feel kind of rewarding. And I think that once the expansion comes out, the perfect thing that they can give us for map completing any world versus world borderland, including the new map, including Edge of the Mists, is a mastery point. So I think that's probably what they're doing. They were like, oh, look, now we can actually give people mastery points for this. Let's take it away. And I will not be surprised if that's like exactly what they do. So there'll still be reasons to like map complete that stuff, but you only have to do it once because it's a mastery point, so it's account bound. And then, like that will be one of the retroactive things I think we'll end up getting. Good theory, bad theory?
Yeah, I think it. I don't know if they will. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I think that might work. But I don't think they'll have a separate map completion for World v. World. Oh, well, I guess they could because they're coming out with the new map, so it'll be more substantial.
You mean like yeah? No, I don't think they'll have a whole world completion for it. I just mean if you complete any of those maps, maybe you get a mastery point for them. In that chest that dings up at the end. Anyway, that was a thing. There have been lots of other small things. I've been hearing some juicy details about the upcoming patch that can't really talk about. So there you go. We'll tease everyone.
Great.
What is Ori and the Blind Forest, dude?
Ori and the Blind Forest. All right. Well, it's a fantastic game I played. I played a lot of games this week, On Guild Wars 2, the mastery system, I'm kind of hoping that it does fill that hole that I want for Guild Wars 2 in the end game section. Yeah, because
this is what you've always wanted, right? We could go to a podcast a year ago and we would hear Matt saying, "Yeah, I want progression."
Yeah, I want progression, and I feel like, of course, like every time something comes out that's new from Guild Wars, I always play it, and I always just didn't care about it later on. Like the achievement point system, didn't really care about it after a while, and stuff like that. Personally. And I hope that the mastery tree is not something like that. Like, it's like, okay, you know what? I don't feel like leveling up my mastery tree because I don't think what they're giving me is going to be very rewarding once I get it. What
do you think about the examples we've had?
Like, oh, you open up this path to this hidden place, but like the hidden place is not that interesting. It doesn't really.
You never go back there.
Yeah, you never go back there. I really hope that they land this properly. Because it's so easy to think that, oh, there's not much there in this expansion. It's just going to be some small little living patch. Some people have been saying that, which I don't know. I don't think there's merit.
Well, here was one of the things I found really interesting. I can't remember whose interview it was. It might have even been your interview. Mm-hmm. But so which would have meant it was Colin. The developer in question was talking about how, like, basically people were saying, how big is the expansion going to be? It could have been AJ's interview. How big is it going to be? It sounds kind of small. How big is it going to be? And like a lot of the time we hear stuff like,
it's definitely AJ. That's a new question.
Yeah. Oh God. Well, so the response though is it's like, yeah, in terms of like pure content, maybe you can say it's a little bit on the small side, but the main thing about the first expansion is like the features and how the features go across the entire world kind of thing and make so much of the game more rewarding and replayable. And so like the Masteries can be the only thing they're talking about there, like this hugely extensive feature that hopefully does keep people sticking around. Do you know what excites me? It's cosmetic though, so I don't know whether this gets you so much, but I love the idea of just that the fact that my level's going to change to mastery points and not level 80, and I'll get like this massive EP, and I'll just keep grinding and stuff. That's enough for me, man. It's cosmetic, but it's enough for me. I'm like, must have a bigger number than everyone else. Go. Like,
I think that's the cherry. That's not the cherry on top. That's like if you have an ice cream and you pour fudge over it, it holds the ice cream together. That is, it's like, okay, the mastery system was good idea, but the fudge and a little bit of nuts on top, and it's just like, that's good, man. Because that right there shows, it's like, okay, I've been playing this game for this amount of time. I have more points than you, or I've been grinding. I am a loyal member of Guild Wars 2. Like, I don't know, there's so many reasons you could stack it with people. There's so many things with that makes it awesome. It's really cool to see someone. That's something that you have to play the game in order to get. It's not like a legendary, right? Where legendaries used to be, where it's like this, oh my gosh, this crazy thing, like, oh, you have a legendary, look at that sunrise, it looks so cool. But no, when you see someone with like 1,000 mastery points and you, like, everyone else has an average of like 200, you're like, damn. Yeah,
absolutely. I think it's going to be really cool. And that's something that is really key to other MMOs, and GWT just doesn't quite hit.
Yeah,
for veterans, I don't think very well. Like, the only other thing that comes close is achievement points, and you see someone fully decked out in like Hellfire armor, and you're like, oh my god, wow, this guy is like a complete boss. But like, I mean, that's so rare. I don't think I've ever even seen it, to be honest.
I think you kind of get that feeling with fractals, but no one really cares to get to the end. And I would like to see some stuff where like it's considered something of power. To have so many mastery points. I know they probably will never do something like this, but have some way, if you have a certain amount of mastery points, like a absurd amount, that you can do this secret thing. Either
I thought you were gonna say get a flat damage boost. Like if you hit 1,000, you get a flat damage boost.
No, they'll
why,
never
man?
do
Well, they're not gonna do that. Why not? That would be amazing, right?
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. I don't really. Nah.
Dude, as long as I feel like I could get the points, I am one of these terrible people that would destroy Guild Wars 2 and everything it stands for because I would be game for that. I'd be like, hell yeah, more damage, let's do it.
If it's in the game, I'm going for it. You obviously. But I don't recommend it because people they just don't want to hear stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. It's the worst idea in the world.
They do not want it. Like, not even
make it apply to PvP as well, right? And then it will be perfect.
There's still people who think ascended armor is the worst thing that come into the game.
Oh god. Yeah.
We don't say anything, WP. We're gonna move on because WP is just gonna do the same thing he did for the World v World people.
Oh no. Oh, okay, yeah, we're on the edge.
Ori and the Blind Forest. Oh my gosh, what a fantastic game. Oh, okay. This game, I've said this before. Ori and the Blind Forest is kind of like Guacamelee, Metroid-y feel with some like Disney fantastical fantasy elements.
I'm gonna Google image it while you talk about it.
Oh yeah, look at that art style.
As well.
It is so beautiful. Probably one of the best looking games I have ever seen. 2D platforms.
Oh, dude, this looks pretty. It made me immediately think of Trine 3, which of course we were geeking out over.
Oh, Trine 3, dude. You know we have to do a Let's Play of that.
That looks so good as well. The gliding stuff on it. Oh my god. Jesus. Yeah, we do. We do have to
gliders. Oh my god.
So for listeners of the pod, when me and Matt first started doing stuff, we played 2 games together before we ever, just to see if there was any like chemistry there or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay. So like we were dating, okay? These were the early dates.
Right.
The very, very first thing this wasn't the very, very first thing we played. I remember the first video we ever recorded was a Fez video that no one ever saw, and then we accidentally deleted. But the 2 games we played were Torchlight 2, and we got like maybe a quarter of the way through the game and stopped. And Trine 2. Trine 2 was like a very, 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 very first thing.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And so it's like a nostalgia thing for us. It
was great. We played it in parts as well, too. You know.
Yeah, we did. And we were annoyed because they were selling like class abilities separately in the store. It was like really lame. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I couldn't do a certain ability because of that.
And we were like, how do we get this? How do we unlock this? And it's like, oh, buy it for $2. I was like, oh.
We gave up on Torchlight. You died.
Yeah, we were playing hardcore characters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wait, did I die?
Yeah, you died, and then we started over again.
I thought you died, and then we realized that because you were like, oh, I thought we could keep playing. It just removes you from the leaderboard because that's how Diablo 3 did it.
No, you died.
And
I think it might have been lag.
Okay.
Oh,
right,
I mean, I think we still have our saves, right?
We should go check it out. I thought you died.
No.
I wouldn't surprise me.
I'm pretty sure I didn't die. Yeah, I might have
killed
myself.
Having a conversation.
I might have killed myself for giggles.
I remember us having a
conversation
though about how one of us died, and then we were like, "Oh yeah, we're fully dead." It's not like, "Oh, you get to keep playing, not on the leaderboard. We're dead," and we were like, "Oh, okay, game over." That was a cool game. I'm nostalgic about it, but we clearly weren't having that much fun because we stopped, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then we did Fez, and then Fez didn't come out so good, so we moved on to the next one.
Look at these rocky beginnings. Anyway, Ori. So back to Ori and the Blind Forest.
Ori, you play a leaf thing. Not a leaf. It looks like a little bunny.
Really?
Yeah. The story is a little weird, but it does its job. There's a lot of feels in the game. Things that would happen in a story, and you'll be like, "Wow, this is," because you're wrapped up in the journey and the way the world feels and the atmosphere it gives, the music, everything. It's almost like the game is its own story, and the words that are coming, from like the tree that narrates the game doesn't really matter to you. It's like if there was no.
Wow, that tree looks amazing.
If the tree never talked, if the tree never narrated or said anything, I think the game would have been perfectly fine, to be honest.
Do you think that it improves the game or not?
I don't know. I felt like the tree. I felt like it didn't do a good job with the writing. You know?
Ooh, okay.
I mean, I love this game, but I felt like the writing was okay.
Okay. How long were you playing this for?
I played it for a day straight and finished it because
wow, oh my
because
God.
I couldn't stop. It was one of those games where you can't put it down. Rarely does that happen to me, where I just can't put it down. And this was one of those games, and I'm glad it was short. Short $20 game, like, and it's fantastic.
Sure, but you feel like you got your money's worth, right?
Yeah. It was like 7-8 hours for $20. You know, that's like a couple movies basically right there.
The movie comparison is always interesting to me, especially because I enjoy games more than movies.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. That's what people usually compare it to. I would rather, like, I compare it to a lot of things that I spend my money on. I compare it to money in general, because if I go out and spend $20 on a meal, especially if it's, you know, like, it's not with friends or anything, you're going out like with another couple or anything like that. $20 on a meal when I could have stayed home and played a game together with my wife instead of going out.
Wow. I'm just imagining you sat there like miserable, like dreaming of being at home.
Yeah. Sometimes I do, like, I really like going out. Like right now, I'm going to go out and play some Smash with a couple friends. But sometimes I feel like I'm a loner, and I'd rather be like alone in my house and not have any friends at all.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes like I have different sides, I think. You know, it depends on the situation, I think. You know, sometimes I hate people. I'm not gonna even lie. Sometimes I hate people.
Wow.
Not like my people. Like my people, like, for instance, like when I go to a con, my people. Oh, no, I don't mean black people. I mean, like, when I go to a convention, I feel like at home, and I feel like there's a lot of people can agree with that. I think that's a regular thing.
Definitely.
But when I go like out there where people are just not connected to the internet world, they don't understand things. They're like clueless people. You know, they watch, like, they're the people that be like, oh, Grand Theft Auto and violence and you know, that's why Columbine happened, and kids are yelling at their moms and stuff like that. You know, you see the white kid, in a grocery store saying, "F you, mom!" You know, like that type of stuff is caused by Call of Duty. No. Those type of people,
what?
Which is like a lot of people. The majority, I would say.
No, don't say that. It cannot be the majority.
The majority of the world is very clueless. I'm over exaggerating.
This old lady that you met on the plane.
No. She was fine, actually. She's not one of those people. She's a very open-minded person. She's old. She's not into the internet. She was a very old lady. She's not into the internet. She's more into like life stuff, you know, what you used to do as a little kid. Back in the days, we didn't have TVs, you know what I'm saying? We had our basketball. There
was a person on Reddit who didn't ask me anything last week, who had never, ever been on the internet. It was the first time they ever gone on, and they didn't ask me anything. They said, wow, this is the first time I've ever been here. Like, and people were like trying to explain, oh, so this is a place where you can do this and this and this, and like just to try and explain to someone just like why this connection between everyone in the world is so amazing and the kind of things you can do to someone who completely doesn't like understand. It's crazy, like just the different world perspectives.
Oh, by the way, let me clarify. I'm joking around. I'm over exaggerating around. I don't necessarily hate people or anything like that. I'm really good with talking with people and stuff like that. But it's just
now people are gonna be scared.
It's just, you know, like sometimes in the back of my mind, I'm like, small talk. I'm not really into small talk.
You've never been into small talk.
Yeah,
though, right?
I'm just like, I'm constantly going, and it's yeah. But anyways, Ori and the Blind Forest. I feel like I only have a couple of minutes because we got sidetracked so many times. It's a fantastic game. It's you know, you have your collectibles. The level up system is amazing because it allows you to help you complete the game. Like, how can I explain it? Like, you have like a damage. You have 3 trees. You have a damage tree, a tree that helps you with like utilities. Like, you don't necessarily need to go. I guess you don't necessarily need to go down all these trees, but a tree that helps you go and see things on the map. Like, for instance, upgrades on the map. It helps you with your save game, because in this game you use your energy to save the game anywhere you want.
Oh my god! So they've actually put like a mechanic on.
Yeah.
Nobody does that. People don't do that enough. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty, and it works with the game. There's certain sections that are really just extremely hard, and you choose where to save the game. Anywhere that it's not. Of course, you're not getting attacked
But
by an enemy.
basically, it's limiting the frequency with which you can do it.
Yeah, but you can also upgrade that feature, so you can save every 2 seconds.
So that's like works into the progression of the game.
Yes, and there's a lot of those stuff in the game, a lot of upgrades like that in the game. And so it's kind of like this perfect blend of casual being able to complete the game without, getting crazy of like, oh, where is this last power up? Because you can kind of upgrade to actually see all of the map. But it's like the last upgrade. Like you have to complete everything in order to get it. You have to play a while. And it's not hard to get to. There's no grinding involved. You're constantly doing stuff. If you kill enemies along the way, you will level up to a point where you can upgrade everything. There's tons of little secret areas, and
Did
the
you manage
puzzles
to
are
max
great.
all this stuff out in the day that you played, or is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
like?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So you get to that before
the
the
game
end of the game,
teaches you, like, this is it. Like, it gives you enough information for you to suck up, and you just kind of understand the game. It's really good game design. You could just oh my gosh.
Where did you first hear about it from?
Oh, I heard of it long time ago on their first trailer. I saw the trailer and I was like, I'm playing this game no matter what.
Oh, so it's going to be a bit like Hyper Light Drifter, basically.
Yeah,
you see the
exactly.
trailer and
You just kind of you look at it and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this game.
Right.
I don't do that with many things. There's just I just kind of you kind of feel like a game is gonna be good,
Right.
And I really like 2D stuff. I just really like 2D stuff. What you call it? When the camera is kind of like a Bastion and Transistor.
Oh,
at that angle,
God.
it's the same as
Isometric. Is that the word?
isometric. Yeah, and I like those type of games as well. Retro feel for me. Well, kind of retro. The top down is a little bit different, but yeah. This game is great. If you like Metroid, if you like Guacamelee, if you liked all those things, then Guacamelee had a story, that was, relatable and stuff like that. But not relatable, but unless you're a luchador,
Relatable.
it was better received, should I say? But not to say Ori and the Blind Forest had a terrible story or anything. I just didn't feel like it was one of the strongest parts of the game. Oh my gosh, but it does everything else so perfectly. Holy balls. It's like you've when you find a gem, I really hope it sells well. I really hope Moon Studios gets a lot of money from this game. I wish I was a bigger channel so I can like review this game and get people to just like who
and then
do like this type of game to buy.
Coming.
Yeah,
and you can ensure that there'll be more coming from the same studio.
Yeah, more good games. We need more games like this. Not like, I don't know. I don't want to be such a hipster here and be like, oh, AAA titles, because we did have a couple good AAA titles last year. At the end of the year, like Shadow of Mordor was a great game. I enjoyed my time with that.
Well, let me tell you about my perfect game idea.
Quick time boss. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me tell you about my perfect game idea. Okay, it's a first-person shooter. It's a AAA zombie game. What do you think? Do you think we need more games like that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's
I'm thinking
get
it might have
more DayZ and H1Z1 games out there because we need more of that. Not that I hate
Rust
those games.
well, right?
It's just we need more of that.
So I had something cool I wanted to show you. Being YouTubers as we are, and I don't know whether you saw this or not yet. But there's a new feature on YouTube, okay? You can see this link here that I've just sent you.
Please don't let it be the same thing I'm thinking about.
Where you can see a full 360-degree YouTube video. So it's a video where you can also move the camera around at any time. You know, imagine crossing a movie with a video game, you know, almost like, so you decide the perspective. So you click the play button, you might want to mute it.
Yeah,
and then as it's playing and the TV's on and the audio's going, you can look around by clicking and dragging. Look at that. And also it has full 3D. It's like a total VR thing. Look at this thing.
Snap.
Yeah, and we'll be able to upload videos like this. I have no idea how, but it's a thing. And I was
with a special
this,
camera, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a very like. Okay, something's moving. Oh, but it's very pixelated, like moving though.
Look, don't knock it, bro. Don't knock it.
Yeah, this is like, it's not like.
Wow, he's not impressed. 1,108,000 people watched it. Are impressed. Matt Visual. Look, a guy just ran past the TV. No, there was a hover car. Just moved past the TV. Look, we're moving. The TV's falling off the crate.
It's clearly a CGI thing.
Yeah, just oh my god, and it's crazy. And now we're moving around. Look at this. Look at the kind of VR. I'll tell you what the future is. The future is virtual reality. I'm telling you right now for video gaming. And the future for Let's Plays, the future for YouTubing, okay, is this. All right, mark my words. This is the YouTuber I will be in 10 years, okay? I'll be a virtual reality YouTuber, and you'll be able to play games with me through the medium of virtual reality video. Boom.
Oh, you know what? I never really thought about it like that. That's really interesting. You're actually. Oh, that would make you sick. No, that would make you sick. Unless you could look wherever you want.
Yeah, you'll be able to look wherever you want.
Instead of like looking through the video of how you're looking through the
lens.
Camera.
Oh god, no, that'd be horrible.
Yeah, that'd be
they
horrible.
Take control of the camera.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have you been catching up with VR stuff? Because Valve.
Yeah, a lot of people are really, really impressed with their device. Wait, no. Wait, whose device is it?
No, it's Valve. It's definitely Valve that they're impressed with. Then you have Razer
Valve
with a development kit. Not necessarily for a consumer. It's for developers to develop stuff, and it's like supposed to be cheaper or something like that. Then you have another one, which is Morpheus, which is from Sony.
Yeah, Valve have always had their like hat in the ring, or been around in the area at least. What's it called? Is it called the Vive or something?
Vive or Vive?
The Vive. Now the Vive is really, really, really impressing people, like significantly. There's been a lot of talk as well about how the kind of VR devices we're already seeing, none of them commercial necessarily right now, but they're actually of the standard and quality that a lot of people were expecting basically Gen 2 VR devices to have been. And the only reason this exists is because of the interest Facebook took in Oculus and infused the industry with so much money and got other big players, display screen manufacturers, like sitting up and looking. And we're actually seeing not just the Oculus, with what Oculus are doing and how the initial Rift is going to finally come out and the state that will be in. That's already of a much better quality than many were expecting. But all of its competitors too are like really stepping up their game. I really, really need to start educating myself a lot more about the scene and stay involved because
it's really
massive.
ridiculous. Like for Valve, it has lasers on the front of it. Don't you know how you have your Oculus Rift on the face part? There's a whole bunch of lasers all around it, and there's like two individual cameras that that you could put at the ends of your room, and it will take the whole room into your virtual world.
Yeah, that's their method for positional tracking. Yeah.
It's this has been done on a indie scale way back in GDC like a year or two ago, and Valve just took it and ran with it. And people, when I was watching Tested, this is the same, I guess, studio who kind of does who's with Randy Savage, Mythbusters and stuff.
Yeah.
They were talking about it, and they were just like blown away compared to the other demos like Oculus Rift and Morpheus. That this was like the top of the line stuff. And man, Valve is pushing a lot of stuff with their OS, with their streaming device.
Well, it's good. They're trying to stay ahead of the curve, and I think that is really, really smart.
Valve is going to take over, dude.
Things are going to change a big time, and at least they've got the foresight to see that they want a piece of that pie. But this is go on.
I'm going to shoot something absurd to you. I'm going just before I forget. What if, right?
Oh god, here we go.
What if, right? Since the consoles are not doing so well, and Windows Windows is not doing so well. Microsoft is not doing so well with their stuff. I don't know how Windows 8 is going to be. Hopefully, I mean, of course, so they have their hand in so many pies, relicenses and stuff like that. That of course,
Are you
everyone
about to
has
ask if
Windows.
we're all going to be gaming on Linux?
No, well, something like that. What if Valve pushes their stuff, their Steam, their VR sales? It's because people are going to pick one that is the best, right? It's probably going to be Oculus Rift and Valve, right? They're going to be battling out because they have the most money, so they can get the best tech. I guess Sony could be in the line as well, but I haven't really heard amazing things about them. Not like amazing compared to Oculus Rift anyway, and Valve or Vive. So what if they push so hard with their OS, with the streaming device and everything, they become, over a period of years, they become the new Microsoft. And everyone has Steam OS instead of Microsoft. Do you think that that's possible, that Microsoft is not such a monopoly that they can be
Some kind of indomitable titan.
Torn down, yeah.
I mean, I really do think VR is going to change the world, and it's not just gaming. It's far, far, far from just gaming. Like, it's going to change the world. Many industries, education, architecture, tons of stuff is going to change. Tourism. Tourism
is going to be revolutionized. You could do that from your own home.
Yeah, I know. Are Valve, though, going to be, like, at the tip of the spear and then going to become, like... I mean, I have a lot of faith that it's going to be huge. I don't know. I feel like... I feel like they can... Bill Gates can just be like, all right, no, we'll just jump on the bandwagon and we're late and we have a subpar product, but whatever, people know us. We have brand recognition. Boom, there you go. We have money, and now we own it. But then the other huge guys. I think if anyone's gonna take down Microsoft, if we're gonna have such a this whole conversation is kind of stupid, but if we're gonna say it, I reckon Google is probably. I got my money on Google.
What I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is that I want to live in a world where stuff like that happens. You remember when Microsoft, or you remember when Apple was just, making iPods? Now they're like, like the biggest company, like a huge company now, Yeah. I like that. You remember when Microsoft was a big thing? Now Steam or Apple took over, whatever. Like, I love that type of stuff. And I feel like it's been very slow this past couple of years that stuff like that hasn't happened. And I just want something like that to happen. And that's why I'm so excited for VR. Because we don't know what's going to happen. Like, what if this fails? This fails horribly, right? Some people are not convinced by VR. Maybe because they haven't tried it. Maybe they tried it for just, one session and they just wasn't impressed. I don't know. But, like, I was impressed. I tried the 1080p dev kit. I think it was dev kit 2 for the Oculus
you tried
Rift.
a better dev kit than I
and the old one too, and I was impressed. Of course, it wasn't coming out yet, so I automatically feel like it was going to be improved. So I can't wait. Anyways, I can't wait. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. So movie. No. Audio adventure.
You want to go for the audio adventure? All right. So,
sorry, I didn't interrupt you, did I? I interrupted.
No, not at all. No,
okay.
We really. I mean, geez, we got a lot of the pod left to go through. So,
holy crap.
So check it out, the audio adventure. And tell me what you think. This was mine, by the way, for this week.
You didn't send. Yeah,
it's on Dropbox.
Oh, okay. So keep the people happy. Let's keep talking. Yay! Hey, what's up, guys?
While Matt grabs the audio adventure. So what can I tell you about this? I can tell you that it was recorded rather recently. I can tell you that you're going to hear two specific noises, but I'm doing a job, sort of. And what you basically have to tell me what my goal was with this job. Okay.
Your goal?
Yeah. What was I trying to accomplish?
Oh, boy.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, I gotta listen to that again.
Oh, it's a tough one. He doesn't know it straight away. This makes me happy. Alright, here we go. Here we go.
Okay, that blowing threw me off. At first, I was like, "Oh, you're totally like, you're totally like, what? How do I say it? Straining something. It sounds like you're straining something.
Straining. Okay.
Yeah, like you like if you had like I don't know, a hot chocolate and you had like some milk fill and you wanted to strain it. I don't know.
Whoa,
that's not
really
necessarily a real thing, but yeah.
Okay.
You like the milk skin at the top? Okay. Sidetrack.
And then I was blowing though.
You were blowing, so it has to be hot water, right, or hot liquid. Anyway.
Does it?
Has to be. You're blowing. Unless you have a candle in it.
Is this a guess?
Are you handling
be careful with it.
Are you blowing something to cool it?
No.
Okay, so it's not something hot. Okay. It has to do with water.
Have you noticed how many of mine involve water as well?
Yeah.
Even the construction one ended up to be about water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I just like water, guys. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of Donnie Darko. Okay.
Oh, the segue.
Man. Okay, let me just throw out some stuff. Okay. Are you in the kitchen?
No.
Wow. Okay, that changes everything I was thinking. So why would you be blowing? Why would you?
Why? Why am I blowing?
I hope you didn't just throw that in there to mess with me.
No. It has purpose.
Okay. Are you in the bathroom?
Yes, I'm in the bathroom.
Okay, I figured that was the second place you would be. Gosh. You can't be like fixing the toilet, can you? Why would you be blowing that?
Why would I blow in the toilet?
Are you fixing the toilet? Like my thing used to have problems like that.
No. I'll give you one more guess.
Okay.
Because this is, to be fair, this is not a. All right, your hint for your final guess is what I've been doing recently.
What you've been doing recently. So it couldn't be you taking a bath with a bunch of and you're lighting candles or you're
Is that your last guess?
Well, you take baths all the time, I would hope. So it can't be that.
Maybe I shower with candles. Maybe I go live life a little bit dangerously, and I
recently you live your life a little bit dangerously with candles. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blowing. I don't know what the blowing. The blowing is like I feel like it. All right, whatever. One more guess. Are you Damn it! I don't know. Really don't know.
Okay, you're gonna hate this because there's no way you would have got this. The clue was what I've been doing recently. This was. And you gotta know me by now, dude. I leave things for the last minute. I did this today, okay? What have I been doing today? I've been building the new PC. To build the new PC, I had to take apart the old PC. I took my old heatsink off of it. That thing was dusty as all hell. And so I was blowing between like the slits or like the fins on this huge heatsink to try and get the dust out while also running it under hot and cold water to get it clean.
You blew once. There's
No,
no
well,
way
yeah,
I would've got that.
that was a slit. That was a slice of the full experience.
That is bull. Okay, it's the first time I'm gonna call bull. Like there's
No, come on.
way.
That was legit. I was just like, I've got to do this. I'll record it as the audio adventure. So I just took it and made a recording while I was
you
doing
should have
it.
got that too, apparently, because he talked about, well, he didn't talk. Well, he talked about his new case. If you follow him on Twitter, so whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
Whatever.
We did
Donnie
this on the
Darko,
pod.
because we're already at an hour. So,
Oh my God.
So, do you remember Donnie Darko? Are you good for the rehash? Because
Yeah, I only watched this a little while ago.
Okay,
So yeah, I remember it.
this right here, this guy right here. Hold up, as I pull up
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. And oh my gosh, this is like watching Freaks and Geeks. Okay, there's like a ton of actors here.
Yeah,
ton.
there are. There's
Like, of course,
tons, yeah.
Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, she was really weird in it as well.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't think
And I
she's
think
that hot either, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. She was like a weird character as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
She was with also Noah. Sorry, Nolan. I don't know why I say Nolan. Noah. He's from Fallen Skies, the main character. He was the professor that gave Jake the
information
about time travel, which was great. I'm gonna say the guy Donnie who dates. Okay, this is like trivia part of Donnie Darko. The guy the girl he dates is the girl from Hunger Games. Okay?
What?
Jonah Manson. The girl who takes off her dress. I know there's a lot of little kids watching. The girl who takes off her dress in front of PETA and
Really?
everybody. Yeah,
That's
in the
interesting.
elevator. Yeah. That's her.
Ah.
A good one. Here's a good one, guys. Don't worry. It gets interesting. Samantha.
Did you trivia this up?
The kid. Yeah, I like to do this. For some reason, I didn't do it the last time, and someone dropped a bomb on me last time, and it blew my mind. I can't remember. What it was.
Yeah, I remember reading that in the comments as well, but not the content.
Yeah, I forgot what it was, but one of you guys dropped a bomb and I commented, so you know who you are. So I always do this every time I watch a movie to see like, oh, where they are now, especially with an older movie. The Samantha, the little kid, the daughter, she's Lilo, from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, from Lilo and Stitch. I thought you were going to say from the Fifth Element or whatever for a second. Yeah. I was going to freak out.
No.
Oh, she's Lilo from Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. The sister.
That's crazy.
Is actually the sister of Jake. So that's weird. I never knew he had a sister until now.
I thought I recognized her from other movies too.
Yeah,
so
she's from The Dark Knight.
This is what we have to say about Donnie Darko, right? Yeah. Critically acclaimed art house, Minds, Beep movie, with all this critical analysis.
Right.
We're just going to talk about the celebrities, isn't it?
But Seth Rogen was in there, and there was a guy that I didn't recognize.
That was Seth Rogen, wasn't it? I totally thought that was Seth Rogen. And I was watching it. I was like,
that's what I say. Look, and that's what reminded me of Freaks and Geeks and how many people were in there, like just not named.
It's so weird that that's Seth Rogen too, because that's an odd role for him too. He's not even being funny. He's just like
being
this
an
guy.
actor, right? Yeah. And then he got a chance and he ran with it. There's also a guy in an hour and 7 minutes in where during the Patrick Swayze spleel of crap that he was doing his little act on stage. Yeah. After the girl goes up and asks about her sister eating too much stuff. This guy comes up and oh my gosh, he's so familiar and I can't remember what it was. I think he might have been the guy from American Pie. I don't know. I don't think so. No. Anyways, let's get down to Donnie Darko.
Let's get down to it.
Yeah. This was interesting. I felt like
I just want to ask first of all, did you like it?
Yeah, I did. I did. Maybe it wasn't like. I feel like the ending didn't do it all for me, but it did it for me, kind of. But
right.
I felt like I was understanding everything on the whole way through. I just feel like it won't be for a broad audience. I think this is one of those cult classics that are just
why
cult
not?
Classics.
So explain to people why you're saying that. What's the movie about?
You have to be quick. You have to be looking about cinematography. You have to be looking about what the camera is leading to. You got to be reading what it says in the book every time he flashes the pages for you to really understand this whole crazy time travel stuff that's been going on through the movie. You have to pay attention. You can't just watch this movie and let it guide you through it. No.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like it's probably not going to be for everyone. Like, you have to read the stuff. And I did, because I do that now, and I'm a little bit weird. I feel like I have to understand the movie now. Ever since we started doing this, I've changed everything. Like, I pay attention to every little single detail, or try to anyway. The living receiver, Donnie.
Yeah.
People won't even get that.
If they haven't seen it. This to me, you remember when we watched 2001, right? And we were both like, we didn't really like it. It wasn't that entertaining on its own. And a lot of people come back and they're like, oh no, you can do all this analysis and stuff on it, and it's really, really amazing and so on. I feel like Donnie Darko is kind of like a better version of that. Like, it's definitely a movie that is really obscure and surreal, and you have to pay very, very close attention, as Matt says, to be able to piece the story together. And even when you do that, it's your own theory of how the story worked, and it's ambiguous at best.
Yeah.
But this movie's really fun. That you'll watch it, and depending on how close attention you've been paying, you're either going to be completely lost and bored out of your mind, fairly lost but sort of getting the emotions of it, fairly lost but incredibly intrigued about what's going on. And if you're like in that last camp, then like you're going to want to rewatch it, and you're going to pick up on a bunch of other stuff. You'll be able to catch more of, the books that it flashes up are a really, really good example of like things that you can go back through and start doing analysis on and seeing what they're trying to say. And it turns out, there is like all these crazy theories about how the movie worked. I was going to say in the pod we could do like a weird thing. Like, how much do you understand of the plot? Could you summarize the plot?
Oh man, me summarize the plot? That would be hard to summarize a plot which you would have to read the book in order for you to really understand what's going on. You have to. Like, you don't understand the movie. You can't. The movie by itself won't make any sense to you unless you read the book while it's being flashed on the screen. And it's really hard to read extremely fast and understand the text without, actually sitting down and actually reading every word for word.
So an example of what Matt's saying. Okay, basically the general idea is you've got this character who thinks he's kind of going crazy. He's getting visions of this guy in a big bunny suit, and eventually he comes across this book that was written by a woman talking about time travel, and he begins to believe that time travel is somehow involved in his life. And so as the movie's going along, every now and then it will flash a page of the book up on, some transitionary scene, and you can choose to read it very quickly and try and take in what it says or not. And then the movie will just continue, and it's kind of like a teeny movie. It's kind of like an art housey movie. It's kind of a bit emo at times. It's kind of about a guy getting in a relationship with a girl, but then there's all this other really messed up weirdness to the plot going on. But so as an example of what Matt says is, this is how difficult it would be to understand. Is at one point the book will flash up and it says, oh yeah, such and such person will have superpowers. They'll be able to control fire and water, and they'll have telekinesis, and they'll have super strength. And that flashes up. And then when you think about the movie that you've just watched, you realize at one point the main character floods the school,
exactly,
which is water. At one point he burns a place down, which is fire. At one point he buries this hatchet into like a really like a bronze statue or something, like, which demonstrates incredible strength.
Yeah.
And then the last one, telekinesis, is kind of like, wait, when did he use that? And then you can kind of choose to interpret the final scenes of the movie as him using telekinesis, and then that's like one way you can explain why what happened to do with this plane basically crashing in the middle of the sky. So like that's kind of the way the movie works. That's just one level. That's one slice of it. You could do a whole podcast on
Donnie Darko. Like Donnie was troubled from the beginning. Ever since he was involved in a fire as a kid, and
they mentioned this.
And ever since then he's been a little bit messed up, and he's been going to therapy for it, and he's like very super emo. But he's like, that's just like character, because he still talks while having that emo face on, and it's like really weird. But anyways, so he was already a problem child from the beginning when this started happening. So,
So basically, we've got a character. Here's a really general.
I totally lost what I was going at because I thought about something else and it just deleted everything I was going to say.
That's the thing with Donnie Darko. That's the thing, though. Like, there's just so many threads that you want to talk about all at once. But the general idea, guys, like on a really, really base level, is you've got the regular world and the regular universe and the regular timeline. Some anomaly occurs that the movie doesn't actually ever explain, which creates like a parallel universe that is highly unstable because it has 2 copies of like an aeroplane in it. And one of these aeroplanes crashes into this kid's house, but he's lured out of the house by a ghost that would only be created later after he kills him in the future. And the whole movie is about him trying to get rid of this parallel dimension so that in a positive way, so it doesn't collapse in on itself and create a black hole that destroys the real universe as well. And
is that what you read, or that's what you?
No, that is fairly true to what even the directors have said the idea of the story is.
So did you read that, or did you come up with that yourself?
Oh, no, I read that, dude. I read that. No way would I.
Okay, because that makes sense. That really it makes sense. I kind of got some of that, but like then again, when you're like it you have to read. That's what I'm saying. You have to read the book and everything to really understand that, because
it's not a whole book either, dude. It's
just like a couple pages. Yeah. It's just a couple pages that they flash on the screen, and I have this thing up right now of like a little bit more, because some of the words are not showed on the screen either. But as a movie itself, right? Donnie Darko goes through. Waking up in the middle of the night, and he keeps seeing this bunny over and over pop up, which is the same guy who he kills at the end which is going to restore balance to the parallel world. But why was he outside why was he outside in the first place?
Because everyone in the parallel universe because he was closest to this anomaly where there were 2 copies of this plane, he was like the one chosen as the person who had to fix everything. So pretty much everyone that was influencing him in that universe kind of it was all set on a path so that eventually everything would happen the way it did, and then he would end up essentially what he does at the end of the movie is, can I spoil it? Spoil the end of the movie?
Yeah, well, yeah, I thought that's what we do now. We spoil stuff.
Okay, so at the end, basically the start of the movie, this plane engine crashes on his house, but he's not in there, and so he survives. And if you guys are looking for some kind of like core emotional reason to watch the movie, the coolest thing about it to me is the fact you've got this character who then is living his life, and honestly, for the next 28 days of this guy's life, after he survived this accident because he wasn't in his room, everyone who comes into contact with him like ends up like miserable. Like his parents start getting divorced because they cannot agree on a way to discipline him. His English teacher ends up getting fired.
I thought that was a joke.
No, they're getting divorced. It's just that it's kind of like a weird, kooky kind of. I don't know. I know that they're smiling and stuff, but no, absolutely. I think that they end up splitting up, right? And then his teacher ends up losing her job in a roundabout way, because he ended up doing something that was seen in the book that she was teaching them, and then that other woman had a parent-teachers conference.
See, the thing is, and all that started because he fled the school. Everything had a reason. He fled the school. That happened, and the teacher got fired. Why? I don't know. Like the scene at the end. The scene at the end where you see the professor and them in the same bed, and she's like very like blank looking, like she's not happy. Yeah. I wonder why.
That's the regular universe again.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's got her
job
back.
But the thing is, her losing her job, she seems like she was really pissed, right? So you would think that going back, she would be happy
to have a job,
but she wasn't. Yeah. So I wonder, because it seemed like every time he did something, it had like some type of purpose, like the fire, right? The fire, and the mention that he was a superhero. The fire showed that Patrick Swayze had a porn kitty dungeon, child porn kitty dungeon, you know, and
then the fire pushed him out.
Yeah. So a lot of that type of stuff.
Well, I was going to say the main thing I liked about the movie that I think the movie's just trying to tell, like on an emotional level, is that everyone he touches, bad stuff ends up happening to. He ends up, getting this girlfriend who herself ends up dying. A guy gets shot. Like everything is bad. So at the end of the movie, the reason why Jake Gyllenhaal is happy to like destroy this like parallel universe he's existing in and essentially kill himself. The movie ends with him laughing in his bedroom and getting hit by the plane engine he avoided at the start, right? And he's like happy at that bit at the moment, and it's kind of this story about how this guy is alone and he's scared to die. He says that earlier on at the start of the movie, but then he's kind of realizes, oh, no one's life I touch like has any good has come of me interacting with them. So hey, if I end up dying in this circumstance, actually everything will go back to normal. My girlfriend will come back to life, and my parents might stay together, and all this cool stuff will end up happening, and I'm okay with that. And that's kind of the nice bit about the movie, anyway. And that's what I liked the end.
That's actually fantastic, and you see little things like how he always mentions that he's whacked up to his mom, and he sees that he's affecting them, and he's like, how does it feel to have a whacked up son? And blah,
yeah,
blah.
right. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. It's like relief for his parents after that and stuff,
And yeah, I guess that's a cool way to wrap. Yeah, that's nice.
That's what I liked most about the movie.
Yeah,
anyway,
and him laughing at it makes more sense now. Yeah. I kind of got that, but I don't know. Like now that you said it, it kind of feels, it does feel complete with that, because when you watch this movie the first time, you're gonna feel like it's missing something.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's when you go and you do the analysis, and the ultimate thing I like to come away from the movie of is that thought anyway, of that's the story, And if that interests you guys, maybe check it out and just sort of watch it from that perspective and see what you can catch, because there's a lot of other stuff there too.
Like little stuff like, first of all, watching this when it's dark in the room is not cool. When that guy's like, wake up. I've been watching you for a while. Oh yeah, my God,
dude, he's so creepy.
Me out.
yeah, he's got a freaky damn voice.
And then you hear like the Independent song in the background from the TV. In the land of the free. Yeah, it was really creepy.
Oh, did you understand about the old lady as well?
The old lady that
the idea of the old. Yeah, the idea of the old lady, Matt, is, Donnie, this is a movie about Donnie, and he's chosen as the one or whatever, and ultimately he kills himself to fix the universe. The old lady, the idea is, sometime a long time ago, they said she was like a nun, and she was very religious, and she didn't believe in time travel and stuff like that. Right. And then suddenly one day she changed, and then she wrote the book, and she became a recluse. The idea is she ended up in a parallel universe herself, but in her experience, she didn't die, and so that's why she is who she is, and she understands and stuff.
Right.
That's how she came to write the book, because she experienced what Donnie did. It's just she didn't die.
Right, and it said that sometimes you can remember the past events.
Yeah, and that's the final scenes, right? Because it's like, oh, now we're back in the real world, we're back in the real universe, Donnie's dead, and his girlfriend's like, no, I don't know who that is, but she seems to recognize the mother, and she waves.
Did you read up on anything about Frank at the end?
Yeah, well, and Frank at the end is sort of touching his eye vaguely, like, wait, did something happen to me? Well, yeah, and maybe he sort of does. And obviously, this is not the kind of movie they'd do a sequel, right? But, that's just meant to make you think, does he remember now? What's the consequence of this whole story in the parallel universe? How does this affect these characters in the real world?
Also, when Cunningham is doing his whole thing, you can. There's a lot of stuff like this where things are happening. I mean, things are being shown in the film to make you think about stuff. Like Patrick Swayze is talking about, like we find ourselves looking in the mirror rather than into and through the mirror, and you see him looking in the mirror, or I guess that little force field thing, looking at the bunny. And
yeah,
I don't know, like, and then he says something about being a prisoner, like lots of stuff like that. During that whole conversation, there was a lot of little tweaks and stuff like that. It made it seem like every scene had its own purpose, and that was like, I don't know, like, it's really weird. It's all throughout the movie, and it is one of those movies where definitely you could go back and you rewatch and you're like, oh, I wonder what do they mean about that? Like, what's going on there? And
this
it only
is definitely
confuses you a little bit more. But yeah.
And again, so like, I really think this is a modern day 2001, and it's a 2001 that it sounds like both you and I can appreciate going to check out the other. Like, we really didn't like 2001, even though it's kind of the same boat. It's a weird, obscure movie that you read stuff about and then you get excited about later on. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of, I don't know.
All right.
Same genre to me. Oh, wait. I just want to say, to finish off that whole movie club bit, fantastic news, everyone. A sequel for my favourite movie of 2014 has been announced. Frozen 2 is a thing. I will see you
More money
in
for them.
GW2 for a crazy party. Yeah, Frozen 2, baby. Let's do it.
Oh, man.
Do you want to go to the questions? It's going to be good.
No. We have to pick the next movie club. So, because this movie wasn't necessarily family friendly either, man, those boys, they talk like natural middle sex boys.
Oh God, yeah, they're so racist to that girl as well. Jesus.
Oh, well, I think it's because, you know, the whole like, oh, she's big, you know, like
we don't have to explain why they're racist and why they bully a girl. It's
just sad. It's really sad, actually.
I when I watched it, I sort of thought, oh my God, you know, what was the audition for this overweight girl? Like, who can look the most bullied? You. And she really nails the look. I like felt terrible for her every time.
Yeah, and
it's like, oh,
and she, oof.
And she just runs away.
Don't worry,
even when
it gets
he's being
better.
Nice.
I remember that line. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. So
anyway,
where I looked up a list of 2014 family-friendly movies that we're gonna watch next week, and we're gonna pick one. So we got the Nut Job. We got the Lego Movie. We already watched that. Peabody and Sherman. Muppets Most Wanted.
Muppets Most Wanted. Let's do it. I like it already.
Did you watch it yet?
No, I've never watched it.
Muppets Most Wanted. I can't remember if I watched it or not. Maleficent, How to Train Your Dragon, we've seen that.
Maleficent's terrible. How to Train Your Dragon 2,
I haven't watched it because of that. Because I know my friend Marcus, he's probably listening to this right now. He likes a lot of stuff I don't like.
Oh God.
Yeah, he has a different taste in stuff. You know, like for instance, he would play Pokemon Shuffle and be okay with like the transactions. I can't stand it. Like, you know, like he's okay with Disney movies. Like he loved Frozen. Even though like some things I would like with you. I'm not explaining this right. I would have to tell you a bunch of history about him liking stuff. All right, so
okay.
the dolphin, he's a good friend of mine. I love you, Marcus. So the Box Trolls, I had never watched that. Life in a... All right, you know what? Let's go with the Muppets because that's live action, and I think that's the one with Doogie Howser in it. Why am I calling him Doogie Howser? His name's not Doogie Howser, is he? Doctor Strange.
I have no idea, bro. I have no idea.
How I Met Your Mother, Barney, Legendary. Yeah, I think that guy's in it, and yeah, he's always a joy to watch.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's our next movie club. Muppets Most Wanted, guys. Muppets Most Wanted. Deus Ex Machina. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Do you want to go to the questions?
Let's do it.
Okay, so Matt grabbed these for today.
Matt grabbed these. I like that. Go ahead.
What? No. I was trying to do you a solid there. I wasn't trying to say that they're bad or anything. I haven't even read them.
All right,
I don't even know what we got. What? Oh my God, Jesus.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting.
Guys, do you hear this? I want someone to do a montage of every time, like, I say something and you're like, oh, throw me under the bus. We could have a whole podcast. It'd be great.
Because you said that before. You're like, if you don't like these questions, Matt picked them.
Yeah, all right. I'll be blunt about it if I'm joking like that. Whatever. The next question is from Sneaky Grizzly 5 days ago, who says, okay, guys, question, which feature of Heart of Thorns revealed so far are you most excited for and why? Also, is there a major feature you would have expected out of GW2's first expansion but has not made it into Heart of Thorns?
Well, race is definitely one of them.
Housing or something, you know,
housing,
like extensive housing.
Housing, I feel like they were going to do, but they don't. It seems like they're going away with this whole, I don't want to copy other MMOs thing.
Or they just want to do it really, really, really well if they do it.
Yeah,
and
they
maybe
do it.
they're, yeah.
And
but races is definitely the biggest, right? That has to be.
Yeah, definitely. I would have wanted races. I know it's a small thing. It's not necessarily a big thing, but like I like playing. It's like a cosmetic thing for me. Like changing everything. Like that's different animations. It'll make me feel like I'm playing a new game, and together with specializations and a new class, it would be amazing. I don't know. It just would. It would feel like a totally
really
different
cool,
other
yeah.
game, and that's kind of what I wanted. And
New starting area and stuff like that would have been sweet.
New areas. Oh yeah, that new starting area means new a jumping puzzle. Guaranteed a new newbie jumping puzzle.
Again, so my thing, another big feature that I would have expected from the first expansion pack, like just in terms of scale, I would have expected, like a new continent is definitely something a lot of people have been expecting, Cantha or something like that. Like just a week before, on this very podcast, maybe a week before the actual PAX South announcements, I can be quoted as saying something as crazy as, they might add as much as we already have interior in terms of playable terrain. Like that was not too far-fetched to me, and then it was like, oh no, it's way smaller in scale in terms of like regions we can go to at least, and I think that's pretty key too. But what are you most excited for? I think for me it's Masteries. I don't think or Specializations. I don't know.
Masteries is definitely one of them, but Specializations is up there, and the Revenant is up there as well. I really enjoyed the Revenant. He might be the only class I played. Well, not the only class I played. That's never going to happen
so hard
with
to
me.
say with the Specializations as well.
Yeah. Specializations, they haven't even shown us anything yet. Like, nothing. Like, I haven't even gotten, like, little snuggets, from developers when I was there. Usually I get little snuggets that I can't talk about, but, like, not even for Specializations. Like, it makes me wonder about how finished they are and how long this expansion, because it has to come out this year.
Well, they must be concepted out. Yeah, I think it will come out this year.
Yeah, but, you would think we could play it a little bit, But I guess we're gonna play it like in the third or fourth beta phase, however they do the beta phases, which should be soon, right? We should be getting a beta soon, which is weird that they should have kind of released the first person's. Anyways, that's what I'm most excited about.
So the next question is from Shamar Gordon, who says, "Hey guys, now that ESO is going free to play, will you be giving it another try?"
I will.
I never gave it a try in the first place. I'm kind of interested in doing it because I do love Tamriel, but I'm scared that game is too bland.
I played it.
Skyrim is very distinct and cool. Morrowind is very distinct and cool. Cyrodiil's fairly generic, right? But so I think of places like Valenwood and whatever, and I'm like, when I go there, I want it to be this crazy, epic, awesome sort of thing. I don't want to go there in ESO and it's kind of a bit diluted, and it's not, you're seeing the same assets all over the place. So that scares me a bit. But I have seen there's amazing updates to the game. I was reading their patch notes a while ago, and it looks cool. So I don't know.
That massive list of patch notes.
Right,
just
yeah, didn't I link it to you? Yeah, there's so much stuff.
Just ridiculous amount of stuff that they changed. It just redid the game totally for the new patch.
They've had like 4 big updates, right? And then there's like, you read in it, and I have very little context, but it's like, we've added the new champion system, which has this, and this. We've added the new this system, which added this. We've added the ability to sneak and pickpocket people and fence goods and all this, like serious features. And they're just like, yeah, that's all been added now. Have fun. So I don't know. Don't you think as well, though, now, ESO is in like that perfect place for like trying an MMO. Like, it's an MMO that's out. It's not suffering all the release day lag. It's not suffering release day bugs. It's still got a bit of a community, but then it's also got all the perks of like having like a significant amount of time for it to be released. Like, you think about how much better GW2 is today than it was at launch, kind of thing, right? And it's the same for ESO. So I really feel like it's like, for the first time, I'm actually a little bit excited about Elder Scrolls Online, and I might actually play it. It's funny actually that we're both saying yes to that.
That's the thing. That's what happens with all MMOs. It gets better later. It doesn't get better in the beginning.
Now is the time to jump in, kind of thing. Now is the time to have a look at it.
Right. It's not one of those things. Like, freak accidents are like things like DayZ and stuff where like it's in, beta phase for like years, the buggiest crap ever, and people still play it. And it's almost to the point that people mod it to make it better, because they like the concept of it so much. And MMOs don't really have that game-winning concept that's just like addicting. It's not, they're freak accidents, really. League of Legends, like, holy crap, it was just Dota, and then they branched it out into this thing, the new champions and everything. They're like totally different and have this feel to them, and they did well. For ESO though, my friend has been telling me, Fred, the same guy I called White Boy the other day.
All right.
He always keeps track of it, and he's been wanting to get into another MMO while he plays
so
Guild Wars 2. Yeah, so he's been like tossing me stuff every once in a while, like, oh, yo, check this out. Oh, we're free to play, so we're gonna play, right? We're gonna play.
It's buy to play though, right? It's not actually. So you buy the box and then it's no sub. I think it's a buy to play model. I'm pretty
then
sure.
Why is it free to play? Well, why are people saying free to play?
Because it's MMOs and people are still stuck in the thinking, oh, no sub fee means free to play, but it's not.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, buy to play then. I think it might be cheap anyway. It might be cheap, like Guild Wars 2 have some type of sale, if anything. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try it out. Because I actually enjoyed the beta. A lot of people didn't like the story. I liked the story, even though it was. Maybe I liked it more because it was being said by robots and text to speech.
Oh right, with the weren't even voiced. Yeah, dude, that. Oh my god.
That was actually. It was fun. The world seemed a little dead to me. Not necessarily in players, but in the way it looked. It was very not enough colors, just brown everywhere.
Right, that's kind of what I was getting at earlier, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is only like the first and second island, guys. So for you guys who actually played past that, I didn't because I didn't bother by it. I didn't bother by it because I don't know. It seemed if the beta was like that, it wasn't gonna be worth my money. I know it's gonna be worth I'd rather wait until it goes free to play. Even though I hate that saying, "Oh, better wait till it goes free to play." That's such a cop out and such a you make me vomit. All right. Anyways, sorry. Next question.
Wow.
Sorry.
Jesus, I didn't realize you raised so much of that.
I better wait till it goes free to play. Like that's just it's like people who say that, they don't know anything about the game. They watch one little review of somebody's opinion, and all of a sudden they know everything about the game. They're saying misinformation to everyone they meet, their friends, people in the comment section, everywhere, and then they just put, oh, better wait till it goes free to play because they don't have this, and this when it does. Like, that type of dumb buttery is dumb buttery.
Wow, I couldn't quite tell if you were talking about food for a second or bums.
Bums, butter, 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 buttery.
Dude, what?
That type of stuff is bad. Just not the butter, but the comments.
So I'm noticing something, by the way, on the third question here. Was this on purpose? You picked Zapristo. This is our main man. This is our guy.
He had another good question.
Oh, well done, Zapristo. Here we go. So, have you ever brought something due to an ad? Or has an ad ever really impressed you? I remember an episode of Friends in which they talk about this.
Oh.
And Monica bought like a broom or something. God.
Oh, yeah, when they're watching a bunch of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I don't know whether I've ever bought something directly from an ad. However, I do with video games, remember. You know, they used to have these old, maybe they still have some of them, these old like video gaming channels on television, right? Mm-hmm. And it would be terrible TV, but they'd have like video game stuff. There was this old game, you know, oh God, what's the Blood Bowl? Okay, you know, like the TGS or the Polaris, like Blood Bowl tournaments they were running and stuff, right? Like fantasy American football style games. There was a game like that called Chaos League. And I remember for whatever reason when I was quite young, well, not even that young, to be perfectly honest, watching this video game channel on TV, and they did a piece on Chaos League, and I got crazy pumped for that game, like, out of nowhere, insanely excited, had to play it, bought it, installed it, played it for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, realized I knew nothing about American football or anything about the turn-based strategy or anything like that of the game, put it down. And it's still on my shelf. It's behind me. Even now, many years later, it's on my shelf behind me. And that's my story about like an ad making me really want something, and then I just was like, oh, I don't want this anymore.
I've been impressed by commercials like Old Spice and the Lincoln commercial, the Lincoln Lawyer, not Lincoln Lawyer. Is it the Lincoln Lawyer? Hold up, the name of the film he was in was Lincoln Lawyer, Matthew McConaughey, and he was doing something for Lincoln, and that's funny. That's funny. I didn't even realize that until now. But I'm not gonna buy Old Spice, and I'm not gonna, because there's this thing that my wife told me when she was way back in the day before we got married. She was in this in Bayside in Miami, and they were in this club with a couple friends, and there was this guy in a white suit, older guy, that smelled like Old Spice. Right, that's what she said. They called him the Old Spice guy, and they were constantly trying to dance with her and her friend.
No!
Yeah.
So you can't be the Old Spice guy.
So, even though Old Spice, I don't know, the new formula smells pretty decently. It's strong, but it smells pretty decently.
Have you ever talked to her about that and been like, "Look, you've ruined Old Spice for me"?
No, I haven't. No, I was never interested in just buying it. I was like, oh, wait. I was at the store. I was like, oh, maybe I should buy Old Spice. And then she would look at it. And I was like, it smells good. And then she goes on with the story about the Old Spice guy. And I'm like, that just kind of ruins it for me.
Yeah, that totally does ruin it. I feel you,
I don't
want
to be the Old Spice. You know what? I'm going to do it one day. I'm just going to wear Old Spice and start dancing on her one day.
see how she reacts.
That's the type of stuff I do. I would like go to the store, buy some Old Spice, rub it all up on me. Then randomly when she's doing work at home, I start rubbing up on her. Like, yeah. I should get the white suit and everything. And then she'll be like, God. What are you doing? I'm so stupid. You guys don't want to see me when I'm in my natural habitat.
Actually, I think that everyone's just gonna ask for a vlog of that now. So good job there.
But have I bought anything because of an ad? I probably would have bought a couple of 90s games because of these souped up, ridiculous commercials that are on there. But I can't remember anything specifically.
Interesting.
Yeah, sorry. If I think of something, I'll message you or something.
Okay.
Personally.
Well, we can come back to it tomorrow. Next week on the next pod, we can come back to it. Well, tomorrow's when the pod goes up. But yeah, we can come back to it after I've finished dying of a cough, apparently.
Yes, please don't die.
Yeah, I'm sorry. BRB dying now.
So now you can go back to sleep because the podcast is done. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Do all the stuff that helps us do more of this. And we will see you guys next week.
Thanks very much for watching, everybody.